Yes.
Hi, Scott Orlin with CINEMA-Magazin. The new film is called Bombshell, and I'm here with the three main stars of the movie, Margot Robbie, Charlize Theron, and Nicole Kidman. You know, I'm fascinated that here's a movie that's kind of set in the journalistic world, but you could take this and put it in an insurance company, you could put it in a car dealership, and the same equation applies. What happens when people are marginalized? What happens when they're not given the respect?
Wow, you got it. I mean, that's amazing.
I'm going to steal what you said and say it in the next interview.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's really powerful. It's also, you know, I think for me personally, finding this story and reading it, it's just, again, it's like an awareness that we are not there yet. And people want to assume that we are. And that's, like you said, in so many workplaces. And this is the first time that I feel like there's been an earnestness placed on it being now versus before. It's always felt like something that we had dealt with and it's in the past. And there's no way women can be marginalized or go to work and feel like they're not safe. Like that's like a concept that's really hard for people to wrap their head around, yet it's happening every single day.
But what it took was Gretchen's voice, that finally that you stand up and go, when is enough enough?
The line in it I love, somebody's got to get mad, you know, and because when you get mad and mad enough, then you are willing to take all of the shots. You're just like, I've had enough, and I'm actually willing to go down if I have to, but I'm going to put a stop to this. I think what she didn't count on is that she wouldn't be supported, and that she would be sort of untethered, left untethered for so long, and that I think was very frightening.
What do you think has conditioned society to make women adversaries instead of supporters of each other? And I think what's fascinating
Not
watching
always.
this movie is at some point they are adversarial, but they realize if we don't come together and support each other, nothing's going to happen.
It happens a lot. And I think that a huge part of it, why it happens, is because it is yet again part of the power struggle that male leadership roles really take on. They understand the power of dividing women and kind of putting women up against each other because they are fully aware that there's an incredible power behind a bunch of women. And I think it's been exercised a lot in a lot of places. And there's a lot of class action lawsuits that you can go back and look at. And most of them start off like this, with one woman who's willing to go out there on a limb, and the rest of the women either being threatened or ostracized, in many cases physically hurt, to not step forward. And so I don't think it's always necessarily just women not wanting to support each other. I think it's still that level of power and control that the leadership roles are still placing on women.
We talked about this earlier, Margot, about what I think is really intriguing for me as a guy watching this is when ambition and conflict meet each other, what happens? And your character is a direct result of that, is that she's so ambitious, and yet when her ambition hits a certain point, the conflict.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I think all these women are, and I think if you're working at Fox News or any sort of industry where there are a certain number of spaces available for someone to operate at that highest level, of course, there's going to be ambition and drive in order to reach that place in your career. And I think Roger Ailes was aware of that and weaponized that. And it's probably helped him get away with as much as he did for as long as he did.
Well, thank you all three for presenting this movie. It's absolutely incredible, and I hope it starts a conversation.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, this is Scott Orlin. Till next time.